Today on the channel, we Zarak and roll with Zarak Dungeons and Dragons Toy Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Dungeons and Dragons Throwback Toy Edition with Zarak, the Assassin, the Orc Assassin. But for all your Zarak needs, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $99 does ship free. Of course, they also have $7.95 flat rate shipping for whatever you buy. If you can't hit $99, got to get a deal out there. And of course, Zarak, no stranger to the channel, the Orc Assassin back again, this time in his more toy colors from back in the day. And the Dungeons and Dragons toy lines from NECA, extremely fun. I actually had some of the toys back in the day in the 80s. Didn't know what they were until the internet came around in the 90s. And then I was like, oh, those were Dungeons and Dragons toys? I didn't even know what they were. And I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. It is foreign to me as foreign gets. It was funny though, I was at my daughter's orientation for school. They had a big billboard and it said, there is a Dungeons and Dragons club at her school. I said, I'm immediately signing you up. You can teach me and good friend of the channel, Jeff George. We want to be dungeon masters, but we're just not ready for the responsibility yet. We're hoping my daughter can take some classes in this club and she could teach us the ways. Probably not. She would have nothing to do with that, and I don't think Jeff and I would either, but we do enjoy the figures, do really enjoy this line. This one, a lot of people keep it on the card, but not me. I'm a rebel. You guys know that. Like a young AC/DC, aka Accept, of course, did I'm a Rebel, but it was originally for AC/DC. Check out that song if you've never heard it. But I'm here for some Zarak and some Zarol right here with Zarak, the Orc Assassin. Very cool packaging design, like I did say. Very cool, very nostalgic. Got the little blurb on the front. You don't see the blurb on the front very often. You do get the window box, of course. Usually with NECA, we're used to those boxes with the flip-out windows. This is just straight up bubble on the card. He is evil. Right there, it says it. 50th anniversary, ages 14 and up, Mark Summers. I was getting to it. Mark Summers always hurrying me along, of course. He hates the jibber jabber from time to time. You got the cartoon cross-sell at the top, the traditional NECA cross-sell on the bottom. Have unboxed every single one on the channel so far, and we'll keep the hits continuing, of course. UPC, jibber jabber down low, Dungeons and Dragons at the top. Let's see what it says about our old boy Zarak right here. Zarak is an assassin without honor or conscience. The only thing he loves is money. He would never hesitate to stab allies in the back if they came between him and the riches he covets. He's really like a modern-day Ted DiBiase is what he is. When faced with multiple foes, Zarak prefers to hurl daggers from a distance. When targeting a lone individual, especially someone he has been hired to kill, he prefers the up-close and personal garrote? What is it, Todd? Todd doesn't know either. So that he can hear the dying breath of his hapless prey. Oh, nothing like just hearing somebody's dying breath. It's a great time, let me tell you. I've told that story before where I was driving on the interstate to work that one time, and this guy had his semi, and he wasn't paying attention, see you later, and he flipped his semi. It went up off an embankment, up and turned, and landed on its side, and I just watched it in slow-mo as this thing was going. I'm just like, oh no, here we go. I knew immediately I'd have to get out there and help, so that's what I did. I did the right thing, pulled off to the interstate, go running out down there. I jump up and climb up to the side of the cab. He's in there all strapped in, and there's blood everywhere, just all over the place. I remember just blood pouring out of his coat. It was a mess, that's for sure. And I said, like most people would say, hey buddy, you all right? And all I heard was gurgling, and I'm like, oh boy, what do you do here? And I'm looking, and then right as I'm trying to think what to do, like literally seconds, I had a tug on my pant leg, and it was these two ladies, and they said, hey, let us up here, we're both nurses. And I said, oh, hallelujah, they know exactly what to do, they're nurses. So I helped them get up there. They started like going to work on the guy, and then it felt like an eternity, but like 5 minutes later, the police and ambulance, all that kind of stuff finally gets there. I figured I'd do the right thing and help out. He had like stuff from the cab flying out all over, so I picked up his license, his insurance, and got all that going. And then the cop, I figured he'd want my story since I was the only one that saw this thing flip. And he just said, hey, go home, you're good, get out of here. And I'm like, you don't want to hear my story? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, all right, so then I drove off. Then it was on the news that night that the guy did pass away. I think I was the last thing he saw on this planet. So he was either really unlucky to see my face as the last thing, or really lucky, depending what side of the coin you're on. Shout out to that day. A wild day, for sure. But there it is. There's old Zarak ready to Zarak and roll through time and space, through orcs, and through Dungeons & Dragons. That's what he's going to do here. Can't wait to compare him to the other Zarak, and we'll see what kind of differences we got going on between the two. Obviously, packaging differences is the biggest one between the two, but it looks like we got less as far as accessories on this one than the prior edition. Looks like he just has the 2 daggers, nothing else, and obviously only 1 head on this one. And I can't even remember which head I used on the one I had before. But as usual, whenever you get a chase, a variant, a different version, a color change, whatever you want to call it, see you later, goodbye. You want to make them as different as possible, so I have to grab that other head and maybe switch them around if I need to. But Zarak, out of the package, only accessory, these 2 daggers right here. Yellow handles, silver blades. He's ready to throw those things, ready to do whatever he needs to do. He'll take it to the streets if he has to. He's an assassin hired to kill somebody. Now we get him here looking like an old-timey 80s kind of sci-fi Roger Corman movie or something like he'd be in there. There's this little leprechaun, or there's a little alien, or there's something along them lines. Feels like a knockoff kind of movie or something like that. Face only a mother can love there. It looks like he's got like a grill in his mouth there. Has he been rocking a grill? Has he been hanging out with Young Jeezy and some of these hip rap artists? Who knows? Who knows what he's been up to? Got the devilish eyes inside. He's even kind of looking up to the air there. Definitely a devilish figure if there ever was one. Looking very, very nice. Green skin tone. A skin tone only a mother could love. Not a lot of people liking people with green skin tones. I know that. He's got the hood over the top and got kind of that wizard curl at the end. You got the big apparatus over the top there. That's to keep the rain off. It just falls off him that way, I think. Black jumpsuit going on. You got some pockets there in the front to store his little orc things. Probably some stuff in the back as well. Red belt. You got a spot to hold that other thing, the other weapon, but he doesn't come with it this time. You do get the spot to hold the daggers in the front. Very good. Forearm guards into the gloves in red against the black. Looking very nice. Black skirt going on. Black pants. Black shoes. He's all black everything is what he is. Arms go around kind of, a little bit limiting by that apparatus over the top. You do get double jointed pinless elbows. We're here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side. No extra hands with this one here. You do get a little waist articulation. Of course, head back and forth, side to side. You do get those big old Zarak splits for when he's Zaraking and rolling, of course. Leg goes up a little bit there. Oh, single jointed knee, very tight, side to side at the knee. Ankles back and forth, side to side as well. Zarak ready to take on the world, as we can see right here. Now, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And Zarak ready to take on the world, ready to kill somebody if he has to. You never know what he might be up to. And I do got the other version here so you can see the differences. This one's got a little bit more in the paint app department. Got the dirty washes over things. Still in black, but more color. This is very subdued compared to this one. Obviously, less hands, less weapons, less heads, less color. Kind of the way it goes. This is the toy edition of this one, representing the old school LJN toy line back in the day. So enough differences to be dangerous. I could see a lot of people passing on this one, a lot of people opening this one, leaving this one on the card. And if you're like me, you're going to put the opposite head on this one. This one came with 2 heads. I'll use the different head. Keep this head on this one. Make them feel as different as possible. That's what I'm going to do right here with this Dungeons & Dragons Zarak figure 50th anniversary edition here. So very fun. What about you though? Fun for you? Pick up for you? Pass for you? A lot of people like myself that don't play Dungeons & Dragons, don't know anything about it, are diving into this line. I know a lot of people, myself included, mix these kind of in with their Mythic Legions as well. You got to choose your own action figure adventure, as we do know. But let me know your thoughts on Zarak in the comments down low. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel or my other YouTube channel. 2 YouTube channels going every single day. Plenty of content for you over there. You get glamour shots. You get early access to both YouTube channels' videos. You get all kinds of stuff. Q&As, giveaways, you name it. It's over there on Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel and all the hard work that goes into it. You can also support the channel at PresidentTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for Zarak, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.